are worlds beyond our own. Dimensions we can't see. But what if something crosses over? What if they're already here? Welcome to Alternate Planes.
Hello, welcome to the Alternate Planes podcast. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the Garnet Ghost Town investigation, the things that we found, the things that we wish we would have found, and some of the interesting highlights.
Let's get into it. So, why did we go to Garnet Ghost Town for an investigation? Because it's a ghost town way up in the mountains of Montana. And if you really look up Garnet Ghost Town, there's really not too many documented hauntings or stories of ghosts and what they claim that is there.
Right, there's not a whole lot of paranormal stories about Garnet. There's a few reasons I wanted to go there. For one, the history of the site is interesting. It was a gold mine starting in the mid-1800s, I believe. I forget the date when it started, when the town ended, but I think the last residents were there all the way until about 1960-ish. So it's been a ghost town for quite some time, and nobody has lived there. But there's been a lot of activity there as far as people moving in and moving out. People moved in, some people made some money, other people just made a wage working in the mine. And I think there's probably a lot of hardships in that place, which did leave an imprint there. Also, interestingly enough, where Coloma Ghost Town is and where Garnet Ghost Town is, there's only separated by a few miles. And we did an episode of a Bigfoot in the Coloma area. And while we were at Garnet, now this is the interesting thing. So,
well, let's back up, because I believe I know where you're going with this.
Yeah.
So before we started Alternate Planes, before we started really diving into paranormal investigation, Dennis has been a paranormal enthusiast about everything paranormal: Bigfoot, aliens, ghosts, cryptids, all that stuff.
everything.
So when we came up with the show, Dennis is the brainchild of the show, we decided to go to Garnet Ghost Town, not with any tools, just our cell phones and ourselves during the daytime, just to check it out.
Yep.
And what did we experience there? And this is before we investigated, way before we investigated. What did we feel there?
Way before we investigated. We went there fairly late in the afternoon, summer or two ago. And it was daylight, late into the day, because it was summer up here in Montana. It doesn't get dark till, 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, my kids are always like, why is it bedtime, Dad? It's daylight. I'm like, welcome to Montana. Summers.
Exactly. But we went in and we walked around the buildings. I can't remember. I think the buildings were already all locked, weren't they? Because we went in after 4:30, so it was closed.
They were locked.
Yeah,
correct.
So the buildings were already locked.
Yeah.
So we walked around, we peered in all the windows, we walked down Main Street, and then we walked around the buildings, all of them. We did a full tour walking around the place. And it was nice because we had, the run of the show. There wasn't nobody there. The forest ranger wasn't there. We didn't have anybody. So
You're right. It was completely empty.
it was completely empty. We had nobody else there. Huh. So we walked the full range. We were full range to do whatever we wanted. So we walked around the entire place. And the whole time, I felt like there was something there and around us, even during the daytime. Yeah, and we walked all the way to the end of the road, all past the jail, past the school, all the way to the end. At the very end of that road, there's a private gate access.
So let me pause you in the story. So I didn't actually feel anything up until this moment.
Until we got to that moment.
Because keep in mind, I'm the skeptic in the show. I have been following paranormal stuff loosely for my whole life. I've been intrigued, but of course my skeptical brain is like, I can explain that. There could be some way to prove that. So not realizing, feeling certain feelings there, and I don't recall feeling things before the moment you're about to talk about.
Right. Yeah. So when we got out there to the end of that road, where the gate is at, there is an old building, an old homestead. It was probably a decent sized place at one point in time. It's probably 750 square feet. So you figure, 1800s is probably a pretty good sized house back then. But it is really run down. It's barely still standing. So we get out there, and I can instantly feel the presence, but now I've felt the presence since we pull into the parking lot, and I've been there several times over my lifetime just as a tourist to walk around and look at stuff, and every time I've gone, I've always felt a presence there. So we get to the end of the road where the private property gate is at and locked, where that old building is, right at the very edge of the Garnet Ghost Town property. End of the road, basically. And I can, as I said, I could feel the presence all the way through the entire town. But when we got to that building, and mind you guys, Jared has never felt anything paranormal. He's always been the skeptic, never really believed in it, but you've watched the shows. You've had some interest in it.
But I've never been in it.
Right. You've
or
never
been with anybody
right.
as understanding and in tune with the paranormal.
Right. Right. So just the nature of what I am, I guess. I knew that you were going to feel something when we got there to that house because I could feel it. We get in there and we look around, and it's a little interesting. There's blown out glass, there's a mess, and there's old insulation and stuff laying on the ground. And it's gross, but the feeling of what is there, you can feel an occupancy. I didn't say that correctly. You can feel an occupancy. I still can't say it right.
I think you're saying it right.
Am I saying it right? Okay.
We don't know. Comment below.
When we walk into that building, I can feel the occupant inside the building. But it made its presence known to you quite deeply because you got really sick when we walked out of there.
Well, spoiler alert. So when we walked into the back building, and this building also was a few decades newer than the other buildings that we went to, because we went to the jail, we went to the hotel, we went to the schoolhouse, we went to all the buildings, the saloon, everything that you will see in the Garnet Ghost Town episode. That's right, there's an episode for you to see already. Our investigation there, and this is why we started doing this podcast, was to, there's things that I couldn't put into that episode because I also edit the episodes. I don't know how to paint or how to explain them without dragging these episodes on. So here we are talking about it. So this is the stuff that you don't see in the episode or stuff that I didn't know how to put in. So going into this house that was a few decades older. Newer. Thank you. I started getting sick to my stomach. So right down in right there in my stomach. And I honestly thought, I was like, man, I ate something. Like, what the heck? Just instantly. Like I felt the change in my body, like very, very quickly. Mm-hmm. When we entered this building, and in the middle of the day, it was bright and sunny too. Keep in mind, there was dark spots in that building.
Oh, yeah.
Like dark. Like, huh? It's dilapidated building, but yet it's darkness. And I got sick. And so I didn't like that. And also, we caught something on an EVP.
We did.
That was not in that. This is the first time never been seen. I don't know where that recording is.
It may actually still be in the voice recorder because I have never erased it.
So when we started doing this, Dennis was like, well, let's start, let's do a show about hunting Bigfoot and ghosts and aliens and stuff. And I'm all, okay, man. All right, sure. Right. So we brought the voice recorder because we also did a spirit box up at the graveyard and we didn't catch anything on that. But when we did the voice recorder in this building, I got sick to my stomach. We were exiting while recording. We didn't realize we caught anything yet. I'm like, Dennis, man, my stomach is killing me. Mm-hmm. And you're like, what'd you tell me?
I said, yeah, I know. I get it. But let's get about 100 yards away from it and it'll stop. Because it's not going to follow us that far away from the building.
And lo and behold, as we were walking, we get, I'm going to say 100 yards or we got
Probably
pretty damn close.
Yeah.
We got a distance away to where the feeling in my stomach completely lifted. I could feel it. Gone. Sorry, right. I can't snap with this broken arm.
Right. Right. It's really because the occupant that is still residing in that space just didn't want us in it. And that's it.
We left. We got in the car. We plugged that the recorder in, and we listened to it. And I can't remember I don't think it said anything audible as far as words.
I don't remember if there was a word in it, but it was definitely not an animal sound. It wasn't a bird.
No.
It was something trying to say something. It was a word or a phrase, and I don't remember what the word or phrase was. We do actually have that voice recorder here.
Do we? We
do. And it will be the very first recordings on it if you wanted to rewind it all the way to the end.
Go grab it. Where is it?
It's in the toolbox.
Go get it! Dennis is going to go grab the voice recorder and let's see if the recording is still on it.
Okay, this was the original recorder that we used. Let's see if there's any battery in it.
And I don't know how to use it. So this has a USB plug-in, and so you can plug it in to the computer or anything with a USB, of course. And we plugged it into the Jeep that he had, and we played it back, and we cranked the volume all the way up on the stereo
in the Jeep.
And I'm like, so keep in mind, I'm so skeptical already. I'm like, okay, Dennis, whatever. But then I'm like, wait a second. Because when we play back stuff in our episodes or in our investigations, when we do playbacks, we're looking for facts and findings. Something that we can explain of what happened or our experience. So there we look for creaky boards, birds, just noises of the environment.
Yeah, again, I will re-emphasize that we are not here to try and run you out of your home. We're only trying to make
Does that have any? Does it have date or anything on it?
I asked that you would make yourself known to us. We got one over here. So that's going to be...
I was going to say we've used it before, or some investigations afterwards. Do you need your glasses, Dennis?
No, because I didn't bring my reading glasses. That's stuff.
Do you want me to look at it?
I have reading glasses and I have other glasses. And I don't have my reading glasses. So folders, hold on. We're going back to the folders.
So in this investigation and all of our investigations, we do what we can with our tools. So we have different tools out here on the table as well. We have some new ones as well. We just bought this Geiger. I'm terrible with pronouncing stuff.
It is called a
Geiger.
Geiger
I'm terrible
counter.
with pronouncing stuff. Phonics didn't work for me. The Geiger counter, that counts the different radiation levels and a lot of paranormal understanding that can give off radiation levels.
Well, it can. The biggest reason that I wanted to make sure we had a Geiger counter was really specifically for UFO encounters. Many of the MUFON field investigators will carry a Geiger counter. Anybody who's really serious about ufology will have a Geiger counter, because when they land, they leave a radiation presence in the ground. Also, several abductees, not all, but several, have encountered extreme radiation burns. They've been hospitalized with radiation poisoning, and without being exposed to nuclear radiation.
Because there's different types of radiation, correct?
There is.
And also, fact check all this. We're just some Joe Schmoes with overall knowledge of the world.
Couple of dick cheeses with cameras.
But we're not scientists, especially radiologists. Right, that's not even the right.
Are you a radiologist? You know, they just take x-rays at the hospital. Like for your broken arm.
Exactly. Please fact check all this. But the point is, there's different types of radiation.
Yes,
there's not just nuclear, like a nuclear bomb radiation.
So,
and the thing is about the radiation is they are interested in our different types of radiation, nuclear bombs, nuclear. All that kind of stuff. So therefore, we have the Geiger counter.
So I guess if we're going to go down here real quick, so the Geiger counter. It's going to measure several different types of radiation, okay? So, regardless of the radiation, all has commonality. It is radiation, which is extremely bad for the human body or any other living entity, okay? But you have a background radiation, which happens simply from our sun. Our sun, there's a solar radiation from our sun that is bombarding our planet all the time. All the time. It never goes away. So your basic background radiation is anywhere from 0 to about 50. When it starts getting above the 50, it can start getting into dangerous levels, but you can withstand certain amounts of radiation above that 50 gigahertz, or not gigahertz. No, let's just scrub that. We're gonna edit that part out.
Just look it up.
You know what? I'm gonna grab the little card. That comes with it.
I'm like, I actually when we went out yesterday for a Bigfoot reconnaissance location scouting in a way, looking for areas to investigate this later spring, summertime. I was reading over that card, and anything above 100, you gotta dip, dive, and get out of there. If this thing hits 100,
Right.
you need to go. About 50, caution. But anything between 0 and 50 CPMs is
Well,
0 to 25 is anything really just around you.
Yeah.
But
5 to 50, that is your normal radiation background levels. 51 to 99 is a medium level. Check your readings regularly. Anything above 100 is a high level. Closely watch the reading and try and find out why you're getting that high reading. Anything above 1,000 is very high. Leave the area ASAP. Anything above at 2,000, extremely high. Evacuate immediately and report it to the government. So
I'm turning on the Geiger counter.
have you ever been to...
And hold on one second. So with the Geiger counter, I just turned it on. If you've ever watched anything that has like a movie or a TV show that has any kind of nuclear reading stuff, this clicking is a familiar sound to everybody.
Yes.
So this right here, you hear this clicker, and all this device is, and I looked this up, it's a Geiger counter. It's named that because the guy that created it. All it is my understanding, it's like a tube, like a cylinder full of a gas with some stuff bouncing around in there, and radiation affects that bouncing around, and the clicking is the bouncing around.
From the 1960s, yes.
Yes.
This, though, is a full digital meter.
Ooh, it's a full digital meter.
So it doesn't have...
Look, you learn something new every day.
So the ones from the 1960s, yes, they've got a glass bulb inside. The radiation comes in, it bounces around inside the glass, and it's how exactly, I don't know. I've never taken one apart, and I'm not a scientist.
Yeah,
but
we're not scientists. Warning, we are not scientists.
I will say that this model here is all digital. So how it's actually reading the gamma particles, I'm not really sure, but. And that is the word I was trying to find earlier, was gamma. So.
Gamma.
But right now our dose is 15. So it's pretty low.
It's pretty normal.
Pretty normal. Regular background radiation.
So could what we experienced be explained? I'm going to turn this off just so the clicking's not. What we experienced at Garnet Ghost Town before the investigation. Heck, we haven't gone to the investigation yet. Did that turn off or did I go?
Push and hold, it'll turn itself off. And we do actually have a card that explains all of the better stuff.
I didn't hold it down long enough.
3 seconds.
God. No.
Now you turn it back on. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000.
Oh, I held it too long. Whoopsies.
3 seconds.
I didn't count.
So hold the button down as long as you last in bed, brother.
Okay, there we go. Nailed it. Yeah,
3 seconds.
This broken arm is really cutting into my intimacy. So could it be explained? That's what we go into these investigations with the question.
Sorry, I pushed the button while you were talking.
Yeah, let's put that aside because I'm trying to scrub.
Put this away.
Trying to scrub through that to try to find the recording. Maybe we'll figure that out. But
I think I might have found it. But right.
You might have found it. All these devices really show, human evidence of what we can measure, what we can tangibly show on camera, what we can, for ourselves too, bring some kind of conclusion to what we experience. Can it be explained? Can my what I felt be explained in my gut? Only through my personal testimony of what I'm feeling.
That's it.
And that comes with understanding and having the respect of like trusting me that I'm not just some kind of liar about like, I'm feeling all sorts of things. Right. So I feel the yin and yang is pretty good between us, because you're more on the leaning on the, hey, it's this.
Right.
This or that, not this or that, but you know what I mean? It's like, it's closer that way. And mine's like, well, it can be explained. It was the wind, it was the earth, it was the shift, it was this, it was that. But then when it comes down to, it can't be explained, that's where my brain goes,
right.
The unknown.
Right. Right. And I do the best that I can to try to explain what's happening to you or to the audience. And I can't always do that. I can't always just tell you exactly what's happening because I don't really know myself. But what I do know is I have to go by my experiences from 1978 on, of things that I've experienced within the realms of the paranormal. And I try to use those experiences to explain what I believe is happening. And every once in a while, we run into things that I have not yet experienced. And that's really part of the reason I wanted to do the show, is because I've experienced a lot within the paranormal realm. But I haven't not experienced it all, and I don't know if anybody ever will experience it all.
So I guess the big question is, what does all this mean to you? What does this all mean to me? Doing these investigations, because in the investigation, when we actually went there at nighttime, did you or did you not feel heaviness there?
Absolutely.
Was it more intense when we did the investigation? Was there more of you were being felt of being watched? Because a lot of us felt that we were being watched.
So, yes. So, the first time that we went out there, I could feel the presence of other entities in the area. But when we went back the next time, we got there at dusk. We started our investigation after dark. Mm-hmm. It was raining. It was cold. The atmosphere was different. A lot of things change when the atmosphere is different and when the sun sets. Once it's dark, the atmosphere changes. The electromagnetic sphere of the area you were in changes.
Don't mean to pause you on that. We've come into this question before when people say, let's do an investigation during the daytime. And we say, can we do it nighttime? Is that the option? And some people are confused about that question. Right. And we say, and our response is that is because it's not just because it's nighttime that things change and happen at nighttime. Sometimes only at nighttime. Right. It's because the way that God created this world, the earth, the seas, the moon, the atmosphere, everything that we can touch and feel that's by nature, right? That changes the vibrations of the earth.
It does.
Changes the energy of the earth.
It does.
It opens things, closes things.
Right.
So things change at nighttime.
Right. There's like a shift.
And scientifically, spiritually, just everything changes at nighttime in this situation.
Right. There's a shift.
On that, what we experienced at daytime, that was daytime. So if we're experiencing stuff at daytime, I can't imagine what we're about to experience at the nighttime.
Everything amplifies to an extent at nighttime. Is it extremely significant? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. During the daytime, if I'm feeling something, it'll usually get amplified at night, but that isn't always the case. We've been on investigations where it seems really intense and we're getting a lot of activity before we're even rolling camera. As soon as you start rolling camera, everything dies off.
And dies off.
But I'll
It's
tell
good.
you,
But guess what? My understanding is why it dies off is because we're popping on cameras that are giving out energy. They're giving off electricity. It's buzzing. It's all this kind of stuff. It's the
Yes.
focus.
yes, but you got to remember that just because what is there no longer has a physical body doesn't mean that it still doesn't have eyes to see. It sees that we're there. It sees us unload the truck. It sees us walk all these boxes in. And we're opening the boxes and we're fiddling with the equipment. They realize that we're there with some scientific instruments to try to measure and understand what's going on in that space. If they don't want to interact, when they see what we're doing, if they want to back away and hide in the recesses and the corners, that is exactly what they're going to do. You've got to remember, like, we're walking into somebody else's space. If they don't feel comfortable with us in their space, they're going to hide until we leave.
And when we were there, we started the investigation. The wind started picking up. Instruments started not working. And we've started to see this on different investigations. Not all investigations, but a lot of patterns and things that happen in the investigations. So going into this investigation, I didn't really know what to experience or what to expect. But based off of the feelings that we felt during the daytime, I feel they would be amplified during the nighttime. But we couldn't go into all the buildings. There's a lot that were locked. But going into like the hotel, and if you haven't seen the episode, we're not going to give off spoilers. Because too much? Because you gotta go watch the episode, okay? But it wasn't like really crazy as far as like a lot of these other paranormal shows. They try to, or they see slamming doors and screams and all this kind of crazy stuff. We go for the facts and findings with our tools and our feelings of what and our experiences. So going into it, there was some things that did happen that we can't explain what they were. However, we caught them on our devices. We caught them audibly.
We did.
So that's where my brain comes into. I can't explain that because the thing that we heard, no spoiler alerts, we assess the environment of the things around us that can make those the sounds that they make. But if the sound that we heard can't be explained to the environment around it, then it can't be explained. But it was caught.
Right.
How did you feel in those moments?
Well,
Like, do you feel that there's, like, do you feel it can be explained in your mind?
yeah, but to be able to explain any of this, without any doubt to somebody else who's not experiencing it is really hard, because they're not there to experience and feel. Yeah? So watching these paranormal shows on TV, saying 90% of them are all theatrics, okay? I can tell you that right now. I've watched them all.
There's a spoiler alert.
All of them, every single one is a theatrical performance, okay? All of them are a theatrical performance. So, is there any evidence in their shows? Yes. All of it? No. A paranormal investigator being possessed every other episode? There is no freaking way that's happening. It's not.
And as far as being explained, I feel that kind of like if you say that you were possessed like every like often, right?
Yeah.
Just the feelings that I felt at Garnet Ghost Town, being the skeptic, not believing it so much, but then you explain it to me. I trust you. We're good friends. You're credible. More to come on that. It's hard to not feel that there's a lot of truth in what you're telling me about what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
So trusting and feeling and having a little bit of open mind, I guess there's a little bit of explanation in that.
Right. Well,
But as far as like tangible explanation, nah.
No,
we can't say this 100% caused it or this didn't 100% cause it.
You just can't. So, going in with a device like this, or the REM pod, okay? Outside of the Geiger counter, all right, this is literally measuring radiation, okay? That's the only thing that's really measurable that you can totally understand, okay? So this picks up electromagnetic energy and frequency.
And that is called a REM pod.
This is called a REM pod. This is an extremely base model. They have other ones that have lots of flashy lights and da-da-da-da. It's really for show. They're very expensive. But theatrics, they all do the same thing.
To wrap this episode up of the Garnet Ghost Town investigation and our experience there, what was the creepiest moment for you at Garnet Ghost Town without giving any kind of spoilers? Because you need to go check out the Garnet Ghost Town episode on our YouTube channel. Thank you very much.
Well, the creepiest part was the inclination of being watched and followed. I don't think I can really say much else. Otherwise, I'm going to spoil the episode for people.
Mine would be, I got a little feelings of being watched. And when we went back, I didn't feel as heavy and dark energy when we went the first time during the daytime. So I guess the thing that we heard, that was something, my first time I actually audibly heard something during an investigation. Not just hearing it on a recording afterwards while editing and picking it up on one of the shotgun mics or the voice recorder. Would you go back to do another investigation there?
Sure, 100%.
Yeah. There hasn't been that many investigations, nighttime investigations, that I could find online. So
No.
it'd be nice to go back, because every time that you go to one location doesn't mean that you're going to get stuff every time.
No.
That's why they call it like hunting for a reason. You know, you're not going to get something every time.
Well, yeah, exactly. In daytime, nighttime, does it really make a difference? Yes. Daytime, nighttime, is there a difference whether it's haunted or not? No. If the place is haunted, it's haunted there 24 hours a day. The energy that's there, if you think about it, can't be created or destroyed. If it wants to be there and linger there, it will be there. It doesn't matter if it's daytime, nighttime. The amount of presence of that entity can be higher at nighttime. Yes.
I agree. I concur. I would go back too. The nighttime felt way more creepy and the energy there than the daytime.
Absolutely, 100% I agree.
So the next episode of the Alternate Planes podcast, we're going to be talking about some stuff that we found up in the sky.
Oh, yeah.
Some UAPs.
That would be Borrego Springs, California.
Borrego Springs, California. So check that episode out. And thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to the Alternate Planes. Blah. You do the outro.
Thank you for watching the first episode of Alternate Planes podcast. We'll see you on the next episode.
There you go. I like that one. Cut, paste. Moving on.
Cut, paste.
Right.
Do you believe in alternate planes?